In this video, I'll be showing how to find volume with a few practice examples, and hopefully these will help you do the questions on the next slide. And volume has to do with how much a prism can hold inside it, how much it's going to take to fill up the entire container. And there are two formulas you can use to find volume: length times width times height, and area of the base times the height. Depending on what information they give you in the question, tells you which formula you need to use. So the first question says, find the volume of the rectangular prism. And volume is found by using length times width times height. Length times width times height. And I usually use the length as this number right here. So this would be length. The width is this number right here. And the height is this number here. So to find the volume, I need to do length, which is 10, times the width, which is 6, times the height, which is 4. And I'm going to multiply those numbers to find the volume. So 10 times 6 is 60, and 60 times 4, 4 times 0 is 0, 4 times 6 is 24, so it gives me 240. Or if you're doing box, you can do 60 times 4, 4 times 6 is 24, 4 times, and there's 1 0 between the two numbers, 4 times 0 is 0, 240 plus 0 is going to equal 240. And so the volume of this first box is 240 cubic centimeters. On volume, there's just little 3 on the corner because there are 3 dimensions this time. There's length, width, and height. So that's 3 dimensions. That's why there's a little 3. Next question, it says find the volume of a box that has a length of 13 centimeters, a width of 5 centimeters, and a height of 9 centimeters. First thing I'm going to do is I'm going to draw a picture of a prism so I can label it. And it says the length is 13 centimeters, so I'm going to put 13 centimeters here. The width was 5 centimeters, so I'm going to put 5 centimeters here. And the height is going up. It says it's 9 centimeters, so I'm going to put 9 centimeters here. Volume equals length times width times height. And the length was this number, 13. The width was this number, which is 5. And the height is this number, which is 9. So to find the volume, I'm going to have to do 13 times 5 times 9. I'm going to do 13 times 5 first. 13 times 5. 5 times 3 is 15. 5 times 1 is 5, plus 1 is 6, so that gives me 65. We can do 13 times 5 box. 5 times 10 is 50. 5 times 3 is 15. 50 plus 15 is 65. I'm put a 65 under here and rewrite what's left. Volume equals 65 times 9. So I'm going to do 65 times 9 to get the final answer. 65 times 9. 5 times 9 is 45. 9 times 6 is 54, plus 8 is 58. So 585. Or if you're doing box, 65 times 9. 9 times 6 is 54, plus 1 0 between those two numbers. 5 times 9 is 45. 540 plus 45 still gives you 585. 585 cubic centimeters would be the volume for that one. And the last question on here says find the volume of the cube, and cubes you need to know are made out of squares. So that means the length, the width, and the height of cubes are all going to be the same number. You need to remember that as you're working any questions that says the word cube. So if the width right here is 8, that means the length is also got to be 8 centimeters, since it's a square. And the height would also have to be 8 centimeters. And volume equals length times width times height. The length was 8 times the width, which was 8, times the height, which was 8. So I have to do 8 times 8 times 8 to find the volume. 8 times 8 is 64. I'll cross that out and write what's left. So I need to figure out 64 times 8 to get the final answer. 64 times 8. 8 times 4 is 32. 6 times 8 is 48. 49, 50, 51. So 512. If you're doing box, 64 times 8. 8 times 6 is 48, and there's only one 0 between those two numbers. 8 times 4 is 32. 480 plus 32 still gives us 512. So we got a volume of 512 cubic centimeters for that question. Hope these videos help you answer the volume questions on the next page.